love you.
You're my only reason to stay alive.
Paper cut.
You are so mouth-watering.
Jake, run!
Edward is always looking out for Bella and her well-being, but you decide to leave her in this movie for a little bit. Why is that?
He's just bored. No, I think there's something about being very deeply in love with someone. You start to doubt everything about yourself. You start to see all your flaws and faults, and I think it gets to such an extreme with Edward that he thinks he doesn't even deserve to be with her anyway, and thinks, and it gets even further than that, and thinks just by being with her he's sullying her. So, and then further than that, putting her into danger. So he decides he has to leave because he can't handle it.
And New Moon has a little bit of a darker feel to it than Twilight did. How do you feel like fans are going to relate to that?
I think they'll like it. I think, a lot of people say, like, even in the last interview, saying, like, 12, 13-year-olds are the target audience, and saying about it's a tween movie and blah, blah, blah. I don't think anyone involved with any of them has ever tried to make them directed towards that. I mean, maybe, people market it towards it or whatever. But, I mean, I've never thought about that before. So I think try to make it as intelligent and complex a film as you can, because I think the material's there in the books to make into pretty deep. There's quite interesting subjects. So I hope people will just think, well, at least we're not being like shortchanged.
You play a vision for majority of the film. Was that difficult to film?
I guess to film it wasn't that difficult, but it was quite difficult to know what I was actually supposed to be doing. It was because I wasn't supposed to be playing Edward as such, as playing, figment of Bella's imagination. So I kind of wanted Kristen to tell me how to do it, but I was always a little bit embarrassed to say, like, hey, Kristen, how would you play me?
Yeah.
Like, what's your impression of Edward? So it's kind of tough.
You guys have a lot of really passionate kissing scenes. Was it difficult to get into the emotion of kissing, because there's so many people surrounding you when you're filming?
Yeah, I mean, the difficult thing, anything just to do with purely physical stuff is always quite difficult, because always the kisses in Twilight as well, and anything kind of intimate, it's such a massive part of the story that you have to tell the story within that, and so even in the first one, they're always quite complicated scenes, and they're always at pivotal moments. It's never. I remember maybe there's one kiss in New Moon right at the beginning where there's nothing else to it. It's just a normal kiss. But all the other times it's always about either getting reunited with someone or leaving them, I guess.
What was your favorite scene to shoot?
The night before the breakup scene in front of Bella's house. Mainly because we kind of rewrote the whole thing on the night of doing it.
Wow.
And it was just from the kind of feel of what felt right, and it really showed how great Chris is, because we'd finished the scene and then I went up to Chris and said, I wish we said something else, and then they changed all the lighting around and we did it again, and Kristen ended up saying her line like perfectly, the new line she came out and said, which I felt was the right line to say, and it was kind of amazing.